Okay, everyone please refer to your weekly intervention sheet. If you're not sure, please look at the paper that was passed out to you. It starts off with Ela Reading Objective. So for our interventions this week, this is the material that we will be covering. Okay, please read along with me. My turn, then your turn. I will be able to compare and contrast stories of the same genre on their approaches to similar themes and topics. Your turn.
I will be able to compare and contrast stories in the same genre on their approaches to similar topics.
Okay, I would like you to read it one more time. Ready, begin.
I will be able to compare and contrast stories in the same genre on their approaches to similar themes and topics.
Okay, please go ahead, read it silently, and then highlight 3 key academic vocabulary words you will focus on for this intervention set. I like the way Joseph is reading. Again, your instructions were to read and then highlight. Okay, so did you read this? Yeah. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and read it one more time. Thank you. Angel has highlighted 3 key academic vocabulary words. Thank you to Alicia. Thank you to Paul J. Thank you to Leonardo. Okay, we have 10 more seconds to accomplish this task. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 3 seconds, put your highlighters in the air. 3, 2, 1, and 0. Thank you to Elijah for putting his highlighter in the air. Okay, when I call your name, please tell me in a complete sentence a key academic vocabulary word. If you also have highlighted that word, please stand up. Leonardo.
One of the words that I highlighted was compare.
Okay. So it appears that a lot of our learners feel the same way. Okay, thank you guys. Have a seat. Okay, now if I call your name, please say a word that you highlighted that was not compare. Angel.
A word I highlighted that's not compared is genre.
Genre. Okay, if you also highlighted that word as a key focus word, please stand up. Thank you. Nice job, learners. Okay, everyone have a seat. Okay, last person, Miss Nairi. Please share with us a different word that you highlighted.
The word that I highlighted was approaches.
Approaches. Okay, did anyone else share that thought? Okay, good. Okay, thank you guys. Everyone have a seat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's turn to the vocabulary part of our intervention. Okay, our first word we need to focus on. I'm going to say compare.
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 The definition, which I would like you to go ahead and write, is to examine 2 or more aspects, themes, topics, characters, etc., of 2 texts for similarities. What's the last word? Similarities. And this definition is tailored to fit our objective. When you've written the definition, please give me a thumbs up to let me know that you're ready to move on. Angel, Paul J. Yadira. Destiny and Alicia are ready to move on. Kenya is ready to move on. Daniel is ready to move on. Joaquin is ready to move on. Okay, I'm going to read the definition out loud. Please think of an example or any related words you can think of. Again, the word we're focusing on right now is compare. To examine two or more aspects, themes, topics, characters, etc. of two texts for similarities. Okay, so for an example, you guys will be picking an opinion writing prompt later this week to work on. Some of you guys have asked about Batman and Superman. Are those texts? Do they come in comic books? Yes, they do. Okay, so an example would be to compare Batman versus Superman in relation to the text. So the comic books, okay, that would be an example. So if you can either write down that example or you can write down your own example of comparing two or more texts. So remember, it's not just the broad definition of comparison, it's comparison in relation to our objective, intervention objective. Go ahead and write an example down. Okay, so what example can you think of?
I think Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty, comparing.
Compare Snow White to Aurora because
Can you say that again?
they're comparing Snow White and Aurora because
Snow White and who?
Aurora.
Oh, is that Sleeping Beauty's name?
Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and write that example? That's a nice example, and those are both stories. Okay, so what example can you think of? Okay, so let's go ahead and write that down. What did you come up with?
I'm doing two princesses, which is Belle and Jasmine.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Destiny, what was your example of compare in relation to two texts?
Oh, two texts?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's our definition. Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, Batman and Superman are texts.
so one would be where, like, two fairy tales, like Red Riding Hood and Goldilocks, they're both tales.
Yeah, so you could compare Goldilocks and Red Riding Hood. Okay. And I saw Angel already gave me one related word. If you can think of a word that we could think of that relates to compare, please go ahead and write it in the related word box. And Angel, what word did you come up with?
The word I came up with was same.
Same. Good. So what are some synonyms that we could use when we're making comparisons? Emily, what's one that you have?
A synonym that I wrote down in related words is likely.
Likely. Okay. How is likely related to compare?
Well, likely is
Can you use it in a sentence?
likely is related to compare by, well, if you're comparing something, you'd say it's like well, let's say Sleeping Beauty is well, like it's more like that Like.
Mm-hmm.
So like Sleeping Beauty is like a sleeping girl.
Okay, so what did we say, like or
Like.
alike? So go ahead and write alike. Good word. Thank you. And thank you for clarifying for us. Did anyone else have a similar word? Okay, Miss Victoria.
Compare.
Yes. Similarities. Good. So exactly. That's definitely a great word to use when you're making comparisons. So everyone go ahead and write similarities in the related words box. Thank you, Victoria, for that. Okay, when you're done with that, go ahead and write the definition for contrast. For contrast. See your example. Good, thank you. And again, contrast means to examine two or more aspects, themes, topics, characters, etc., of two texts for differences. For differences. If you can think of an example of a way you can contrast two texts, please go ahead and write your example and or related words.
For difference, isn't it a different word? Can it be differ? Because I heard that word was.
Yep, differ is a word. Very good, thank you. So you have, what do you have? Different, differ, good. Can you think of an example? Can you think of a different example than compare? And one side note, please come up with a different example as compared to using it for compare. So what's a different one? Can you think of any ways you can contrast a wimpy kid with a different book?
With Nate?
With Nate? Is Nate and Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Or
No, big Nate.
Big Nate. Okay, yeah, that's a great example. There you go. Good, and Ileana's already utilizing the double bubble maps. So what two books did you contrast?
Well, I just made up my own nature and wildlife to see if, how they're different.
Okay, good. Okay, when I call your name, please tell me a related word to contrast. A related word to contrast in a complete sentence. Victoria. A related word to contrast.
Different.
Different, good. If you don't have that, please go ahead and write that. Destiny, what's another related word to contrast?
Well, I put different, like
So Victoria already used that word. Can you come up with a different word?
differences.
Differences, thank you. Christian.
One word that is same as contrast is difference.
Difference, okay. Difference, differences, different. Okay, Angel, you had a good word. What was the related word to contrast?
Differ.
Differ, so in a complete sentence, please.
A related word that could to contrast can be differ.
Good. Okay, so now we have two more words to concentrate on for the standard. Theme and topic. What words are we going to concentrate on? Theme and topic. So I want you to, all eyes on me, please, while I explain. Okay, theme is the underlying message or big idea of a text. So for instance, in The Lion King, the theme could be the truth will always prevail, right? Because Scar does something really bad to Mufasa. Everyone thinks no one knows exactly what happened. They don't know the truth. And then Simba finds out the truth and he comes back and he reclaims the pride in Pride Rock. Okay, so the theme is the big idea. It's something related to humanity. So love, caring, the big universal ideas are themes. Okay, topics, and we say topic is the surface level subject of the text. So for instance, use my Lion King example, I would say the topic of The Lion King is a young lion cub who loses his father, then he loses his pride, then he comes back and reclaims his pride. Okay, that's more of the topic, the subject, whereas the theme is that the truth will always prevail. So in the examples, you can go ahead and use my Lion King example, or you can come up with your own theme and topic. Another example is Esperanza Rising. We've been working on that in class. Okay, the topic of Esperanza Rising would be a little girl who loses her father during the Mexican Revolution, and her family has to, or chooses to, come to America. Okay, the theme would be that we could say love always prevails because they're still family. family first. Family is very important because Esperanza and Mama chose to go to America so that they could keep their family together. Okay, so the theme and topic are two very different things. So what's an example of a theme?
An example of a scene would be like a quote from someone saying something.
A quote from someone saying something? So how does that relate to my Lion King or Esperanza Rising examples?
Oh, wait. The scene for an example of a scene would be like a message.
A message? Yeah, a universal, a big message. And could you think of a theme or a text that you could think of a theme from? Good.
Story.
What story, though? And what theme? Remember, I provided 2 examples. I said you could use mine or you can come up with your own.
A related word is
So an example for theme. So go ahead and read the definition again. Go ahead and read the definition to me, please. Go ahead and read the definition to me, please.
the underlying message or big idea of a text.
Okay. Can you think of an example of a text that you've read that you know the theme of?
It's the story now, but I forgot the title.
Okay. So then can you think of, use one of the examples I provided? Okay. So let's go ahead and write that. What did I say one of the themes was?
One of the things were the truth reveals.
The truth. Well,
Always reveals.
okay, good. Okay, so ladies, let's think of an example. Remember I said you could use my own examples right now and then you can build on the theme later. Okay, what's an example of a topic and a theme, please?
The theme, I was going to say, the theme of Ryan's King is that he finds out the truth about
So what did I
God.
say? I said the theme will always
tell the truth. Always.
Prevail. Love, forgiveness, family, honesty. So the topic is more surface level. The theme is where you really need to apply your critical thinking skills and dig beneath the surface of the text and come up with a theme. Okay, so like I said, here are some examples of of different themes: love, forgiveness, family, honesty, truth. All those are huge, big ideas. The topic is more surface level. Subject of a text. So these can be like I said, universal, and these are more specific to a text. So who came up with an example for a topic? Yes.
The example I got for a topic is Hotel Transylvania 2. Like the main topic is about Davis's kid getting his wings.
So kids getting things. Okay. So we have Hotel Transylvania 2. And then the fangs. Okay, who can think of another topic? Yes, Angel.
I put Dark Knight Rises.
Okay. And what would be the topic or the theme?
The theme.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, Angel, go ahead. Hello.